anyone who has been around since like the very beginning might recognize the backdrop here. I'm back at my parents' house this weekend, or not just this weekend, for a full like week and a little bit, because they are off on vacation. Sad for me that I'm not, but I'm here dog sitting their dog, and of course I have the babies here, so they are off running around while the dog is off at the groomers right now, so they're getting like the run of the place. So anyways, you're getting this video filmed back from my parents' house again, so it might be like a little more echoey than normal because of like it being a much larger space than my apartment is. I'm sorry for that. You'll just have to bear with me. I think for this one video, I think I'm pretty much only gonna film one video from here, or at least I'm gonna try to only film one video from here. So anyways, today we're gonna be talking about 10 romance books that I want to read by the end of the year, by the end of 2022. So will I get to all these? I'd like to say yes, but y'all know me as a mood reading bitch. I don't stick to it. So these are my like high priority reads for the end of the year. This video today is in collaboration with a few different people. Tori from Novel Life is the one who organized this for us. She wanted to do this video where we all, you know, highlight some of our high priority reads for the end of the year. Actually, no, I completely misunderstood what Tori was saying, and it was supposed to be 10 romances you need to read, not that I need to read, but this was filmed already. I'll make sure to link her channel down below and everyone else's. I think I know who's all doing it, but also, just to be sure, I'll just link everyone down below just to like make sure that I was correct in that. So anyways, let's jump in to the books. First up, and the one that has been on my list for the longest, and that I am 99.99% sure that I will be reading in September, is Hush Hush by Lucia Franco. So y'all know how much I love the Off Balance series, and I bought this book after I finished reading the Off Balance series for the first time 2 years ago, and it sat on my shelves, and I have just never read it. And I think I like don't want to be caught up on her books because she does have 2 other standalones, like her earlier ones. Like I think one of them is like You'll Think of Me, and one other one, but I think they're both like small town country singer, like country romances, which y'all know that's just not my thing. So like Hush Hush is kind of my last book by her that I want to read before like Out of Bounds comes out, and then like Avery and Xavier's book, but I want to read this one. I need to read it. So this one is an age gap, like a huge age gap, taboo romance. So I think in this one, the heroine is like a high-end escort, and it's between her and one of her clients, James. All I know is because everyone's like Daddy James. So I'm excited to experience Daddy James here. And yeah, I don't really know much else about it. I've seen like aesthetic reels, and I think it looks really fun, like really like high rolling kind of vibes. But again, like I don't really know too many details plot wise. So I am excited to just kind of experience it as it comes. But I love Lucia's writing, and I can't wait to read it. I think I'm gonna love it. It's a 5-star prediction from me. Next up, another one that I've now had on my shelves for a bit, but on my radar for a while longer, is Real by Kennedy Ryan. So this one, I have a physical copy. I bought it from her bookstore when we were in Atlanta. She has a bookstore there, and so I have like a signed copy that she had there, so I'm very excited to read it. And this one is a forbidden romance between a director and an actor. You say forbidden romance, I say sold. Like, you don't really need to tell me more, but I've loved the other books that I've read by Kennedy Ryan, and I really want to give Real a try. It sounds really good. I know there's also like chronic illness representation in this. I know a lot of my friends have loved it. I don't think any of my friends that have read it have rated it anything lower than 5 stars. So I have very high expectations for this going into it as well. And hold on, I just got a notification. Hold on, that distracted me, and I can't like view that and not stop my entire train of thought. So anyways, I am excited to read Real at some point. Next, I want to read Enamored by Gianna Darling. This is the second book in the Enslaved duet. I read Enthralled last year, and y'all know I'm bad at like finishing duets, series, whatever, in a timely manner. So I do want to read Enamored. I loved the first book. I gave it 4 stars, I think. It's very dark, and I really liked the story, and I know I want to read Enamored. I just haven't gotten around to it yet. So this is like a slave mafia captive kind of deal. When Cosima turns 18, her father sells her to Alexander for 5 years, I think it is, and she has to go and be his slave for that period of time in order to kind of pay off his debts and keep her family safe. And in the first book, yeah, they definitely go through it a little bit, and it even ended on a cliffhanger, I think. But I am excited to get into book 2. There's a lot of, obviously, it's like mafia, and I think there's going to be like a little bit more of like a mind games kind of deal going forward with this one with Alexander's dad, if I'm remembering correctly. So anyways, I just want to be able to like call this duet complete, and I'm still trying to work my way through Gianna Darling's backlist. So this would help check that off as well. Okay, next up, one that I've had an ebook copy of. I literally bought this, a year or two ago as well. Sinner by Sierra Simone. So this is the second book, and I don't know if it's like, what's it called? Like the Priest series? It's a standalone, so you don't have to read Priest first, but I am currently reading Priest right now with my book club of like my friends here, and they have never read Smut before, so they are like, they're thoroughly enjoying it. They are so far, so I'm excited. I keep teasing them like the altar scene, the oil. I'm like, y'all are gonna love it. Y'all are gonna love it. And I'm excited for them to experience it. But anyways, that got me being like, I really need to read Sinner because I've literally had it bought for so long. So this one follows, so the first book follows Tyler and this one follows his brother Sean. And if I'm remembering correctly, I think Sean is like a businessman, kind of like playboy kind of guy. And if I'm not mistaken, this is his romance with a nun, or she's like going to become a nun. She wants to like experience things before she, you know, has like committed her life away. So I think she enlists Sean to try to like help her, you know, help give her some experiences before she commits her life. So I really like these books because the religious discourse in them is great, and like it has such a great balance of like hot but also thought, you know? It like combines them both, and I love that. Kitties, mom's up here. I'm right here. I think they get lost here because, I mean, granted, like it's a ranch style house, but I literally live in like an 850 square foot apartment. So when they get here, they're like, what is going on? They have fun exploring though. Next, I want to read A Love Letter to Whiskey by Candy Steiner. I have seen this book for years. I've seen all of my friends read it and love it. I've seen all of them say how like angsty and frustrating and amazing it is. And I recently read my first Candy Steiner book last month and really liked it. And I think I'm going to like this one. Like I really do. But I don't know why I keep putting it off. I think because I know I'm gonna really love it, and like I don't really know if that makes sense. It sounds like weird for me to be like, I know I'm gonna love it, so that's why I'm like putting it off. But like I do really think I am gonna love it, and that does make me like kind of nervous for like the tension, the angst, like all that. I don't know. I just think I really have to be in the right mood, but I do want to read it eventually. You just see Arya. Oh, it's kind of hard to see her, at least from here right now. They're so freaking cute. Oh my God. I love them so much. Okay, number 6 on the list. These aren't in any particular order. It's just how I wrote them down here. I want to read Brutal Prince by Sophie Lark. I still have not read a single book by Sophie Lark yet. I know. I'm working on it. Well, I'm not working on it, but they're on my radar. Here's the thing. I don't want to read Brutal Prince, but I know that I like should start there. And some people are like very adamant about going in order and like they have their set order. And other people are like, you don't have to do that. You can jump straight in, because I want to read the Kingmaker series. And people are like, don't, you need to read like the Brutal Birthright series first. Some people are like, you can jump in. Y'all know how I am with series. Like I don't like skipping books. I'm really big on like reading them in order. Like I really wanted to read Blindside by Candy Steiner last month, but since that's the second book, even though it's standalone, I was like, I'm gonna read Fair Catch first. So I'm gonna have to do it. I'm gonna have to read Brutal Prince, and I think that's why I keep putting it off, is I just really want to get to Kingmakers, but I'm gonna make myself do it. So this is a mafia book. I think it's an arranged marriage, because if I'm remembering correctly, I think this is the one where she like eats the food that he's allergic to try to like poison him on their wedding day when they kiss. I think Cheyenne and I are gonna do like a Sophie Lark reading vlog, because she also has not read anything by Sophie Lark yet. So I think we're gonna do that maybe come October. Number 7 here, another book that I've had since last year is Gothikan by Runix. I'm not entirely sure how to pronounce that, but this is Student Teacher. It's gothic, dark academia vibes, everything that I love. I just never got around to it last fall, and I did want to take it on vacation with me earlier this year, and I was like, no, this is like a fall book. You know, it just gives me fall energy. So I want to read it this fall now that it's come around. I've never read anything by this author. I do want to also read their Dark Verse series. I think that starts with The Predator, maybe. I also want to read that, but Gothikan is going to be like my first one that I want to like dip my toe into. And yeah, I also just love the cover, and I love Student Teacher, and I love dark vibes. So I think I'm gonna like it. Okay, next up. I know I've been saying that I'm going to do this vlog since like I pretty much started my channel, but I've never read a book by Mariana Zapata before. So I bought 2 of hers in a Target sale a long time ago, and I started one of them and I never got around to finishing it. And again, I picked it up the other day and I got through the first 3 chapters and again, I put it down, but I'm gonna make myself do it. From Luke Off with Love by Mariana Zapata. I know I'm gonna like this. That's the thing. I think the beginning of it is kind of slow for me. It's not like immediately gripping my attention. But you know, I love the Olympics. I love like Paris figure skating. I love sports romances. I love enemies to lovers. So I think I'm going to really like this. I'm having a hard time making myself, like getting motivated to read it. I want to read some of her books, but this is kind of like the one that I guess is highest priority for me because it's the one that I've already started and I'm just like excited to give it a try. And also, gee, if this hair does not stay on that side of my shoulder. Yeah, I think also with like winter time coming around, it's just the vibe to read this. Hello, Dory. Okay, we're down to the last 2 here that I want to read. Next up is My Darling Arrow by Saffron Kent. So I have read 3 books by Saffron Kent before. 2 have been absolute hits and 1 has been an absolute miss. And I've heard that's how like a lot of people kind of are with her books. You either like really like them or you really don't. Like I haven't heard anyone who just like has a like moderate opinion about her books. But I loved Medicine Man and The Unrequited. So I want to read My Darling Arrow. This is her St. Mary's Rebels series, I want to say, but like the other books in it really interest me. I don't even really remember what this one is. Actually, is this one Sister's Ex or is it like Brother's Best Friend or something? Like it sounds good, but some of the other ones, like I know the 4th one that she recently released is Student Teacher. I want it. The reason that I honestly keep putting this book off is because it's long. Like her books are lengthy and sometimes I just don't want like a 500-page book, you know? It's like, sometimes I just don't want it, but I do want to read this series. It is like high priority for me. Kitties, Mom's right here. I'm so distracted filming today. Okay, and last up is The Man I Can't Have by Shanora Williams. So I started reading some of Shanora Williams' other books this year at the beginning of the year, and I've loved everything that I've read from her so far. I've read the Wanting Mr. Kane series, and then I just read one, Passion and Venom, one of the books under her pen name, which she just goes by S. Williams with that one. It's much darker. And I was like, I definitely want to like explore more of her backlist. So as I've been like flipping through her backlist, the one that really caught my eye was The Man I Can't Have. And so this one follows a heroine who she hires this like landscaper to come in and work on her backyard of her new house and like make it really beautiful, whatever. And she's like drawn to him, but she's married. I don't care. I don't care that it's cheating. It's in a book. I truly couldn't care less. And I love the angst and messiness that it brings. So I cannot wait to read this one. This is like one of the ones that I haven't had on my list for a long time. Like I just found it maybe like a week ago or so. I don't know, like very recently. And I'm very excited to give it a go because it just sounds amazing. That's the 10 books. You know what, real quickly here, I'm just gonna throw in a little bonus. It's not a romance, so like I didn't include it on this list, but I need to read this book. I literally need to read this book by the end of the year. And quickly, just A Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes by Suzanne Collins, the Hunger Games prequel book. I had this like pre-ordered. I was so excited when it came out, and then when I got it, I lost all motivation to read it. And I got like 3 chapters in and I was just not feeling it. Kitties! I think they like hearing their voices echo in here as well. Anyways, I loved the Hunger Games. That was my love growing up, and I'm very excited to read this prequel. And also I think there's a movie in the works for it too. So I want to read it before it's done, and I know I'm gonna like it. But I think again, like I don't want to read it because then I'll be like done with Hunger Games content, because I highly doubt Suzanne Collins is going to write any other books, even though I would do anything for a Haymitch book, for a Finnick book. Bitch, the things I would do. Oh, and a Joanna book. The things I would do to get like prequel books on those characters as well. Anyways, so I want to also read that. That's not a romance, so I didn't like include it in the main list, but just throwing it in here as a little bonus for you guys. Because I do still read some YA, some fantasy. I mostly read like fantasy romance and things now, but that is one that I still need to get around to. So now that is it for today. And like I said, I'll have everyone's channels linked down below who are also doing this video today, so you can go and see more of what everyone else's priority TBRs are. That is it for today. Thank you for sticking with me. I don't know how the audio is going to be in this, being in this like a bigger area, but anyways, I will see ya when I see ya.